Getting ready to go, Fujo! Yay! Yeah, I think, with this being a resale shop, they got the higher brand stuff,
Okay, so I did this really quick. I'm gonna give you some lyrics. I'm gonna go over some issues with the guitar and show you some things, to give you some reasons on why things happen really quick. The song is I'm on High. It's on SoundCloud. I'm thinking also it probably might. I'll have to check Drupal, but it's on SoundCloud. So I'm on High. The lost created this kind of world with crafts and debts. So now you hide in its crevice, webs, and unmade beds. We will take it slow and wait for each line to arrive, either above the dark valley or below the majestic skies. You say you like the taste, even when you see that familiar house fly. There's one going around here. Buzzing as it makes haste and its fanciful lie. I'm tired of asking you to stop. I'm tired of asking you why. Don't neglect, don't waste the world God gave you. Oh, Lord, why? I'm on high. Oh, Lord, why? I'm on high. And then the second part, fields of barley ache in your stomach tonight as you take 12 steps forward and 12 steps back to fight. Don't waste your life. So cut the taste like a knife. I'm tired of asking you to stop. Tired of asking you why. As you take 12 steps down with only a little sigh. And that's basically going to be the start of it right here. If you're looking here. So there's a little hammer on it. I can't do it as well showing you. Or maybe I can. The lost created this kind of world with its crafts and debts. So now we hide in its crevice webs and unmade beds. We'll take it slow and wait for each line to arrive. That wasn't it, but so the lost created this kind of world with the crafts and debts. So now we hide in its crevice webs and unmade beds. We'll take it slow and wait for each line. So when we climb down on line, we're going, we'll take it slow to wait for each line. And then right here, to arrive. Now you can repeat arrive. Arrive. Back. Either above the dark valley, below the majestic skies. You say you like the taste. Huh? Oh, hang on. I gave up smoking about 6 years ago. No, I'm sorry, it was more than that. It's like 2013. $1950, Harmon Dobbs. Now here and all over Texas, other places. Corpus Christi is where it started. What in the world is that? Well, got another assignment. That's a very, very pretty tree. Kind of see it right here. Head of red lobster. It's very, very pretty. Here's red lobster. There. See it? coward. That area right there is looking over Carrollton. That's a trail right there called Carrollton Trail. If you like to hike, you're gonna see a bike sign, coming right here, which is the bike lane right there. And that's basically Carrollton there. For all you geniuses, and when I mean geniuses, you probably have gotten it by now, but it's about delivery. Delivery. Yeah, I went to the actor studio, but it's about delivery. A lot of it's about delivery. Like, knock, 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 knock. Here's your food. Thank you. Food for friends. Delivery. Food for friends. Fellini, you'd be amazed. Yeah, I know it says red. But look right here. Look at this one right here. Look at the future right there. See? These guys right here are pretty cool. You know, I mean, they're old school Domino's. And really, to be honest, I rarely ever do a Domino's with food for friends. And it's a pretty interesting little setup because they all have these little top things that go on the top of the vehicle. I don't know, can you see that building number? No, I can see it better through the camera than I can. That's crazy. Yep. If you look through the camera, you can see it better than you can going like that. This is basically a rather... It's a reservation. Some of the streets are kind of like Indian Run and things like that. One of them is Primrose over here. This one right over here is Primrose, and that one is Redbud. And Indian Trail or Indian Run, something like that, was in that ballpark, kind of the sound, Indian Run, things like that, were the other ones. Pretty sure it's a reservation. It's known as Hickory Creek. Basically a reservation. Here's the front part of it right here. And here's their flag, which is right there. So we did a U-turn, left that reservation, going to the next assignment, and we are in a place called Corinth, Texas. Corinth. So we are now passing Hickory Creek, Texas. To our right is Hickory Creek, and to our left is Hickory Creek. And this bridge that we were on takes us across Hickory Creek. All right, kids, we are approaching Chin Chapel. I'm basically turning on what's called a roundabout, and we just go wee, 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 all the way around this way, and that's called a roundabout. Eventually, you want to get out of the roundabout by choosing the appropriate road, which is probably this one. There we go. Pretty intense. Another cool bike. Cool bike alert. Honda. favorite place to get coffee. So the rumor on Taxi Driver from Jodie Foster is that they used the script during the scene between Jodie Foster and Robert De Niro, which is Travis Bickle and Iris. And they went a little bit off the script. So they used the script. The script was so good. Paul Schrader's script was so good that they were able to go off of the script. And that's how some of that stuff is captured. That's so amazing and revolutionary and makes it one of the best scripts and also one of the best films of all time. Also, another aspect of Taxi Driver is it's kind of hypnotic music. It does that dun, 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 dun. And there's certain things that he does with his hand, and it's a little, it makes work look a little different. Well, it's a different capture of work. And there's a rhythm to it that goes along with Bernard Herrmann's classical score, which is probably the best score of all time in any of any movie. And there's kind of a rhythm that goes along, and the movement of his hands and his eyes, everything that was done, it was almost like a dance. And the one thing that Scorsese knows is the movement of the camera. He's the master of the movement of the camera. Because, like, you know, the times are changing. Mm-hmm. Let's check something out. No, that's not that. So these have come out right here. Just a real quick glimpse right of that and that. But that's coming up like about right here. You'll see I'm kind of gonna roll right through here. It's a little dirty on the window, but you can kind of see it right here. This is actually a really good one right here. It's real nice right there. And that just changed just the other day. It wasn't there yesterday. Amazing. Yeah, I didn't even see it last night or yesterday at all. They turned snow color leaves and everything. So I didn't see any of these trees coming up here. They just seem to just grow overnight. These white looking magnolia style color. You see them over here, they're everywhere in Irving. There's a lot of them. So to the left of me is the church. I wanted to show two churches. One of them is Generate Life, which is like an Asian church. And then right across is the actual St. Anne's Catholic Church. This one's actually really nice. That's Generate Life. Then right across the street, that's the St. Anne Catholic. Then as I'm passing right here, or passing by, you'll see Jesus on a bench, which St. Anne has him right here on this bench right here. Basically, he's just sleeping right there. Yeah, there's some more of those like white trees. If you know the name, leave a comment. But it just has like a white kind of snow color. It'd be cool if you could just like take a photo and it would immediately tell you the identification of the tree. They have an app that does that. But you can see how white a lot of them are right here. It's really pretty. Very, very, very pretty. We're going through a lot of them right here, and it's just kind of like almost like snow on the end of the tree. You know, there's no snow out, but this stuff just sprouted up. Real popular in Irving. They've got a lot of weird trees. We're kind of on the Cypress Hill area. Pretty scary. Yeah, thanks. So right there in Cypress Hill. Lower basement kind of parking garage. You know, Silicon Valley is one thing, but this is kind of the Cypress Waters, Texas. I guess you could call it more like Capel kind of area. But there's Prime right here. But they brought in so much artwork. You know, it would take days just to get half of it. Sculptures, you're talking about big time artwork that they put in the businesses, some of the business buildings right in the heart of Cypress. But this is more the residential area where the workers will be here. There's a plane right there. They'll be here and they can get, there's a really cool pool right in there. But they'll be here and then they can get to the airport and they can get back to, I don't know, go to Europe and come back and work on the computers. And it's very IT driven, but it's a very eerie kind of thing. And it's just a lot of different artwork all throughout on both sides of this one. Water Mill, Cypress Waters, all that stuff. So the Cypress Water area, this is also known as the district because you have all these like San Francisco looking houses that are, ooh. It is Texas though, but it's known as the district. You can see right here. But it's just crazy, crazy pretty. I don't know how they did it. They must have had some kind of design. Look at this street right here though. See the Truman Show. From Saintsbury right here. They're talking about AI versus other marketers. It's actually a triumph right there for a future, or actually other post, just to let you know, James Dean I'm trying to think of the name of his motorbike. James Dean had a motorbike. I can't think of the name of it right now. And it's an older Triumph. This one is I don't know. It's something of BMW. I can't really tell from here. No, it's, never heard of it. They're pretty quick. This little thing right here. Got all different ways and methods of traveling on motorbikes across anywhere. And you can get far on just a motorbike, you know, depending on the style and everything. You're gonna have some hills in Arlington, so you gotta kind of press on the pedal a little bit. There you go. And then you're gonna see a whole other area. That actually looks kind of cool though. That right there. But it's gonna curve around to another hill right around here. See? You got a hill going up where the green line is right there. That's Arlington. In Arlington now. You can't really see it. There's a blinking light. It's like a white flashing blinking light back there. It's really good for picking up on crime. Most of these are all there though, right here. But we see a blinking light. It just helps to know when the replacement of that bulb needs to be done. Now, Six Flags is going to be in this area. You'll get more of that later. You can see the tower right here, about right there. A lot of stories at Six Flags and Wet and Wild, but they changed it to Hurricane Harbor many years ago. When we went to Wet and Wild, it was a while back, everywhere from the 80s. There goes Waze. Waze, use Waze. That is the old Wet and Wild, now called Hurricane Harbor. Hurricane Harbor, that's the parking lot right there. A lot of good stuff has happened in the parking lot of Hurricane Harbor. Beyond that, there's a Superman ride, and right next to that is a tower, and that's Six Flags. So if you look real hard, you'll see the lights. Those are actually the stadium lights for Texas Ranger. Right on the other side is going to be where Six Flags is, way over there. We'll get to that one a little bit later. This is actually Hurricane Harbor's parking lot right here. Hurricane Harbor. It says Burger, Fun, and Water, but it may not be in business anymore. But it was Hurricane Harbor. I don't know. You tell me. Okay, we're looking at what used to be Hurricane Harbor here. You can kind of see, well, I don't know what it's called now, but they said Burgers, Water, and Fun. But over there is Six Flags on the other side. The Rangers play there. I don't know if they're practicing tonight or what's going on. On the other side right there, boom. That's where Chris Kyle was born. Bradley probably knows about that place. And that's the Cowboys Stadium, also known as the AT&T Stadium, what used to be in Irving. So it once was in Irving. But now the AT&T Stadium is what it's called, and it's now in Arlington. And that's quite a bit of a stadium. Some say the best. And that is the Texas Range Stadium, Waze. Okay. I know you want everything to be perfect, Waze. That is the Texas Ranger Stadium. I'm sorry. You're right, Waze. That one is over there. That's actually the Texas Rangers. And that one is the football one, Cowboys. And that's Six Flags. Now, the Shockwave is not too far from that. It's not the Shockwave, but it's not too far from that. But we'll be pulling up here pretty quick on Six Flags, or at least a shot of Six Flags. It's kind of like the real life view, kind of Taxi Driver, kind of Scorsese, I guess, in a way, of what it would look like from, you know, from a car, I guess you could say. And that's basically part of it right here. We'll be pulling up on what's called the Shock Wave. Now, the Shock Wave is a double coaster, which I remember riding many times when I was a kid, especially when we were freaks. We were freaks and geeks. We used to ride this thing talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and then going rip, rip, all through here. It turned green. It used to be blue. There's a bunch of rides all in there, all inside of good old Six Flags. Friend Lamar was actually Batman. He was actually cast as Batman. Jessica was Catwoman. We used to go out there and people would watch him with that bullwhip, basically playing around in Six Flags. You can kind of hear it a little bit. Here's the sign. You squint. There's the actual Judge Roar Scream. Always pronounce it wrong on purpose. Whataburger, Whataburger. That's basically it right there.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
It is a railroad crossing, ways. It is a railroad crossing. It's also fun to ride. That's Six Flags right there. Bunch of it. There's actually a really cool area right over this way. Now there's a reason why that's called Magic Mile. You can leave a comment. Barely see it. And then this is basically the stadium. That's a Ranger Stadium straight ahead. So that's basically, you can kind of see it if you look at it. You get a drone, spend like a lot of money, you might could get it. Distant shot of the actual AT&T Stadium or Cowboy Stadium. And they've been playing there for quite a bit of time, hopefully to win there. Now, the Wax Museum has actually been around. Ripley's, believe it or not, is another name for it. You're seeing some of it, but it has a really good haunted house on October 31st, which is Halloween. So, what I'm about to vlog is actually a true thing. I keep finding these right here. I even have a friend that will witness to it. They're usually around the couch area, and looks about like this. It's like a feather. I usually put them right here in this area, and in a few days, or maybe like a week or so, they turn yellow. They are right here. It's an actual feather. Okay. Usually it's right here at night. I usually sleep right here. Sometimes I'll go in there and sleep. Usually it's right here. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 of them. To my knowledge, I don't think I have anything that has feathers in it. It could be a pillow or something like that, but I've looked through some of these pillows, on this couch particularly, many times. If the couch itself has it, I'm not aware, and these are zipper ones that are, it's a modern couch. that I got at one of the couch stores. I forgot that it was like a Haverty's kind of thing. That's the actual feather right there. I've found many of them. I'm gonna put this one probably like right here for now. My little Buddha tree. I got that when Linda and I met. Kid walked up to us and was wearing a pumpkin. Well, he wasn't wearing a pumpkin thing. He was wearing a normal dress. He was a young kid. He had a ceramic pumpkin. I put it in the book Chin, the new book I published and I released on Fiction Press. And the kid walks up with this little ceramic pumpkin thing, kind of like, ooh, there goes the toe. About right here, maybe a little bit bigger than that. But it looked exactly like a pumpkin. Exactly like a pumpkin. And he said, hey, you want one of these? He gave it to us. It was right during the height of the pandemic. We decided to get one. I still kept mine. It's like a sash. But that right there, they keep appearing around this area. Now, I do have birds. And they're basically swallows. And they usually come around. But I did find a feather. This is the other feather I recently found right here. I did find a feather that was about the size of this thing right here. Okay, it's about that big. I put that feather right in that area right here for about, I don't know, about a week or so. Forgot about it. Then when I had to pick up that feather, it was all yellowy. And it was like, so it was a real feather. I would probably say I've found 100, maybe more feathers, not at one time, but a few of them will gather in this area, and I will either come back at night. They used to be. Yep, it's 1, 2, right there. They used to be all kind of like scattered sometimes. It'd be like, and I thought I must have had something down, like feathery, that has exploded. But I've looked through all these pillows, and they're, it's a possibility, but I've looked through all the pillows and the couches. Here's another one right here. Now, one thing it might be is this comforter right here. But to have a feather about almost 7 inches long come out of this comforter, pretty weird. So I had to wait behind Zacatas here, throw something away. It's kind of cool though when you go like that. Kind of thinks about, kind of think about Stephen King, It kind of thing. Kind of crazy. Mississippi. It's kind of a, I don't know, it looks like I don't know what it is really. That's a gun club kind of thing. The shotgun blasters, they do. You just go with a shotgun. You can have an AK, Winchester. I really don't know what that is. It's some kind of shotgun place with other guns. If anybody knows, leave a comment. Here's his friend over here. So I started off, road truck, listening to Destroyer, Hey Snow White. They're pretty good. I just started listening to them right now. So they're saying that Taco Casa managers start off at $12, and then all other positions are $10 an hour. What in the world? There's those beautiful trees, if you know the name of them, but they look kind of like snow where the leaves are. They just kind of bloomed a couple days ago. They just bloomed that color, and the guy loves me right there. And right over here is more of them. That one too, right there. And block the freaking shot, hurrier. They're all gonna be stopped at a stop sign. I'll sit there and go this speed and pass right by them. You know, make like a right-hand turn or something. Taco L. Whoops, no, I mean El Taco is what it's called, El Taco. This is pretty much showing the devastation of what the winter can do if you don't have proper thermal around the pipes. This is just a regular apartment complex here. It's pretty serious. So because of the fire sprinklers, most of all these guys, they look okay though. Because of the fire sprinklers, it hits it the wrong way. You can see the facing probably right here, the west side maybe. Do the report and find out if some of the colder areas were coming in from the west side, because they're gutting some of the places. Those fire sprinklers, they go solid, and you know, depending on where the fire sprinklers are, some of those complexes will actually turn off. Bluetooth will come in, but some of the complexes will turn off, or I mean, they'll basically turn off the fire sprinkler or the water before it can freeze. Now, of course, we got next year to prepare for. Bluetooth will kick in, it'll knock it out. A lot of places, a lot of people didn't really get affected that much. You know, some places within a complex, you know, might not have even really had any effect, and then other people kind of jumps around in the wintertime. So it just depends if they do the thermal covering on a lot of the pipes, if it'll happen next year. But you can see some of them, like they might have been. You can see some stuff going on upstairs there. Some of the places they did get affected and some didn't. This one's actually Lake Point, which is right off of kind of, I guess you could say, the Louisville area. Yeah, it's probably Louisville area. Yeah, there were some reports of it the wintertime. Some freezing. There goes Prime right there. There's the plane right there. Whoa. Mound area. It's very, very pretty. They do like a pumpkin thing right through here. They show pumpkins off during pumpkin time. Pretty much during pumpkin time. It's pretty nice though, Flower Mound area. So this is remaining Flower Mound. That's gonna be a pond right there. Pretty nice pond. And that goes right into here. That's a little windmill thing right here. Kind of see it, you know. We could disassemble it and get like separate shots of it, then reassemble it. That's a tree right there. There's many trees that are kind of like it. And this is a kind of a magic hour Flower Mound. Yeah, I guess, you know, maybe I care too much about property, or maybe they care too much about property. Regardless, in the long run, you have to follow your dream. Actually have, looks like music and Hollow and Quell. I don't know why they have track now. I guess a music area right there. It'll click, click. Oh, it hurts my ears. Oh, click, click. I always find some of these ranches really cool. If you look at some of the ranches, this one's actually just says a C on it, but it's pretty cool looking how these little descriptions right here. And then this is the actual ranch, which you can see right here when you turn that off. It's very pretty. There's some of it right there. Part of the ranch there. It's pretty nice. There's a nice little tree at the ranch, or one of the Texas ranches. Kind of Flower Mound area. Love is important. Love is very important. And love has been changed. But what Paul said, without charity, I'm nothing. Without charity, that's technically what he said. Without charity, I am nothing. Regardless of the color of the light. Because you gotta have that charity. As a Christian, you want to be charitable at all times. So, if someone, says, I like your rent house, will you be charitable, right? They don't have to, but they can. So if you're a landowner, or you own land, or you own property, sometimes, or actually, Jesus expects you to always be charitable. So always to allow other people to, meaning be charitable. Right here, there's a woody woodpecker. You see the woody woodpecker right here. It's got like suspension. Fighting over Paris, Texas versus Blood Simple. I go with Paris, Texas. Vin Vender's a genius. One thing that I do want to talk about is the village. It's M. Night Shyamalan, if I said that right, but basically the village is probably one of the greatest films of the last 50 years. I think it's a wonderful film. A lot of people, for some reason, they don't really like it, but just the message in it and the storytelling alone is far superior over most films. Okay, these guys are going with basically Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, over Raising Arizona. I can tell you this, Spike Lee would choose Raising Arizona to talk about over Do the Right Thing. For sure. Clear it with Spike Lee. He would choose Raising Arizona. I mean, Do the Right Thing is good. So what they were doing in Film Spotting, they were doing kind of like the best of films, I think, of the 80s that they would choose to review. So they had to find one they would want to review, and then they would have to compare it to another film that they would, choose not to review. Meaning there was a winner. Like, for example, Blood Simple over Paris, Texas. But I would have chosen Paris, Texas. And that's what they were doing for several different films. We're going with 3 pretty cool bike alert right in a row. This is really nice right here. And then right into the Kawasaki. I was gonna say Kawasaki at Kawasaki.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No reaction. Actually be a really cool apartment complex for like a rear window kind of Hitchcock kind of film. You've got a lot of this right here. It's the Dallas area. Something to do with that, just that. There's a really funny dog that's over in this area. Oh, there's a poodle. I don't know, I just thought it was, he caught me. Cool about it. I don't know. It's got a long, massive panoramic thing. It's interesting. Like a little poodle that was over here going like, go away, fucking filmmaker. every bird in the Dallas area hoisted on these trees. In this amount. Probably like 500 birds or something. Oh my god. That is too many. That is just a tremendous amount there. That's every bird in Dallas landed right by BJ's. Oh, if you come to BJ's right here, that's BJ's. You do not want to park your car right there. That's nothing but birds. You can't really even see. You can hear them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's just too many. I can't tell that's bird doo-doo right there. It's actually bird. That's a Whataburger that's not too far from Denton. It's Farm Road 2781. Dobbs created it a long time ago, 50s. First one opened in Corpus Christi. But that one's in Denton.